So on my bike, most of the carbon parts were replaced. Like all the steel is replaced, steel looks are replaced by carbon parts. Only this one was left. They didn't have it in stock. Well, now I got it. So, and this one is the most complicated one. Others one are pretty simple, except this one. This one, you have to take the exhaust off to get to this, which is a very, very tricky thing. But other than that, everything else is pretty screw unscrew. For this one, we gotta take this whole setup down and then put it back together. So stay tuned. First step, of course, pretty simple one. You gotta take this, and this screw out to take this out. So first step, pretty simple. 3 screws, Allen screws. 1, 2, 3. That's it. You take that out, this whole plate comes out, and then the next step. It's a 5 mm. 5 mm for 1, 2, 3. If you can't take this out, we got bigger problems. Okay, see you on the other side. So the screws are out. 1, 2, 3. This is how they look. You can tell this one is separate, this one, because it looks a little different. These two are for this, they look the same. Now you lift it up, and voila. That's how it looks from the inside. That's for your keys, like transponder, key transponder. That's for your USB. And this is one of the things we have to remove, because this is the electrical connection for the whole thing in the back, which is the indicators and the brake lights. Then we have to remove these 4, which will be the easy part. I don't know about that, but okay. So this 4, when you take them out, the fender should come down, and we have to remove this. So that's the next step. And that's pretty much it, I think. So this one is the Torx T30. Should be able to remove all 4 of them. It looks like it wasn't coming out, or something was spinning under it, but it's not. It is coming out. You can see it's popping out. So the only thing you have to do is, when the 4th one you take out, make sure you hold it under, because it's gonna pop out. Okay. So to take this out, I'll be careful because it's very delicate. What I would do, could be wrong, is so basically you push this down right here, and it pops out. Push it from here, and this clip pops out. You should be able to put it back later on, and that's it. That should take care of most of the problem. Guys, to make sure you don't strip these screws, make sure you put your hand in there when you're doing this. You don't want to strip the screw. So make sure you put your hand when it's tight to do this, so that it's pushed in, and then it comes out. I had a couple of situations where I was just trying to do it with one hand, and I strip the screw a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. Be careful with that. Okay, these four screws are out with a nut. They come from here. You can see it's wobbling a little bit in the back. So I'm guessing there's something under there, right there. Those two. Is there more? Yep, those two. That's it. Those two are holding it together. We're going to take that out. And that should bring the whole thing down. Okay. So that's how it looks. One screw out, one to go. Don't use any drives and anything like that. Just do it with hand. It's a 8 mm socket. Try to do it with hand. There's a Loctite there, I think. It's pretty tight woven in there. It's a 8 mm socket. One is out, one more to go. So it's out. I took the out. This is how it looks. And these are the two nuts that were in there for these two. Took a while. Use an extender, makes it much easier. Otherwise you'll be struggling with the angle of torque. So use an extender. Now this is how it looks from back. We gotta remove these two sockets to take this black thing out, and then we can change the mudguard. Okay? These two. See on the other side. This one I was able to use. On this one I was able to use this. So it came out. I think it is 10 mm socket. Okay, 10 mm socket for this. So I'm not able to pull this, and then I realize all these things are gauntlets that need to come out. So that this thing can come out. So we are working on that now. These two are for these two. We gotta see this, all these rubber seals. Oh, well, no. I was able to take them. Okay, it's out. And let's see if this comes out. Gotta take this out too. All right, this is out. That's the brake setup and everything. Just take this out, and then I'm gonna take this out. I think there's a screw right here. We need to take that, and it will come out. There's a screw right there. This one right here. To take that brake out. Okay. That's 8 mm. That was pretty easy. And there goes the brake. So we're going to take this out too now. So we can remove that. And let's see. I gotta get a screwdriver for that. Here you go. Use a screwdriver, much easier. Just be careful, don't punch it too hard. So this is all out now. But when you flip over, you'll see this gasket. I don't know what you want to call it, rubber thing. That needs to be with this. So this is now free. And this goes in, much lighter, but kind of sleeker too. Okay, clean up. I have a tail tidy, but I don't want to put it. I think I like it that way. So another reason I don't want to put a tail tidy is, look at all the gunk. If that gunk is on that thing, imagine what's going to do to my back or whatever. So, I kind of like the look. Scrambler with a long look. I know nobody agrees with me. I asked like 50, 100 people, but I like it. Okay, so when you're putting it back together, this needs to be hard pressed because there's a rubber thing that I showed you before that's in there. You need to press it hard, otherwise the screw won't line up. Press it against the rubber in the middle and then you would be able to screw this in. Remember, this is coming out of the second hole from this side. This brake wire. This brake wire is coming out from the second hole from this side, and then you have to press this hard so that you can screw it in, otherwise it won't line up. There's a rubber thing in there, I guess for shock protection and all that stuff. So press it hard from this side so that you can line up the hole, and then you should be able to screw that in. Okay, now the screws go back in. What? Okay, looks a little tight. Hope I'm putting the right one in. Screw back in. I'll come back after tightening. Reconnecting the brake light. Done. Then there's a groove right here. If you see this, there's a groove lining. And through that groove lining is where the wire goes. They have provided a groove lining with it. Put everything in there and just lay it on top. And that's it. So you know, everybody makes mistake. These nuts are not supposed to go in there. They're supposed to go after we put the whole shebang together, and then it goes. So now you know. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I'm missing something. Okay, coming back. The wires in the back has to go like this. There's a groove area right here, and that patch just goes through it. And I think this one just goes through it right here. And that's it. And then you, I'm guessing. Yep. We'll go back in there. That sets up right here, and then this wire goes through here, and then you close it. That's it. That's it. That's how it goes. And you pop it close. And then you put screws on it. And then tighten it. So I know people don't like to use these heavy drivers, but I'm gonna try something. So it's easier to just, maybe it will hold it, and it will be easier to just, at least I don't have to grab it. There you go, that's what I was talking about. Now I can readjust everything. So it was much easier with this because I was able to line it up and just screw them. I didn't go all the way because I want to keep it loose, but at least all of them are screwed up. So I don't have to hold them or nothing. And then I'm going to screw the bottom one, and I think that should be it. So, okay, we'll come back. Again, I was trying to screw it and I forgot these. This is how it goes. And then it goes in there. I put this in without putting this in. So I'm gonna take that out, put this one back in, and it should be it. They're both in. That's how this, come on, focus, focus. There you go. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay? So as I said before, trust me, it's much more easier to use the drill bit. Make sure it's set on low so you don't over rip anything. You can hand tighten it later, but at least you don't have to hold it for too long. And that's it. I will try to hand tighten it, but I think it looks pretty solid. Not going anywhere. I tighten those screws up too. It's a little tricky with those screws, I tell you. But it's done. So that's how it looks. I know people don't like this part, but I do. And all you have to do now is screw this and screw these two, which is not as easy as people think. They never line up properly, so it takes a minute to line them up. But after that, that's it. I'll show you. I want to show you why I think this is one of the tricky screws. Because if you see it, it's very easy. It looks nice, right? But this thing right here is where it goes, and it's so freaking wobbly. You have to line it up. So I normally put my finger right here. Where is it? Where the hell did you go? Yep. I will put my finger right there and then hold it and then screw it from this side. It's a little shock, but that's the part. On this side too, same thing. In both cases, you can put your finger in there, so you should be able to hold it and just find it and just be able to screw it.